Pleased to have you return to my channel, Coin Lady. As a whole, it has been a great day for the markets, and that goes double for the cryptocurrency market as well as the stock market. Dow closes almost 450 points higher as Powell indicates the arrival of Fed rate cuts, according to a CNBC headline. Indeed, that is correct, Jerome Powell, our long-lost friend and confidant. Once again, he has succeeded. A lot of things are coming together in the crypto world, and the markets are reacting to it. That's great. I will share the opinions of several chart analysts with you, one of whom has stated that, and here is a quotation for XRP, preparing for a significant jump. This quote comes to a close. Naturally, this occurred as the charts, my goodness, were being reviewed. So prepped, they appear. The altcoin market and XRP are prime examples of this. Additionally, if you're interested in discussing the macro backdrop, it appears to be in fantastic shape. Because I don't want to hide anything, maybe even the lead, I'll just tell you this right away. The small cap Russell 2000 index is at least one of the primary topics of discussion. If you've been here more than 5 seconds, you're probably aware of the significance of today's events, but if not, don't fret, it was a banner day for the Russell 2000. I'll make sure you're up to speed. However, I must emphasize that I do not come from a financial background in any way before we continue. Please do not base your investment decisions on my recommendations. I am not a financial advisor. Alright, I'll admit it, I've been keeping a close eye on the markets like a hawk today, but please don't take offense to the fact that I'm simply an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related issues. I know that not every move is huge, but days like this are nonetheless entertaining. The point is not that. Is it pervasive enough to be felt on a physical level? Is there a scent of it floating around? There's this overwhelming sense that something monumental is about to happen. That is consistent with the predictions made by the chart analysts whose work I follow. Consequently, they do not see this to be a shocking development. In general, a lot of people were saying that these things were going to happen right here. It appears as though they are unfolding. We must observe persistence. Well, XRP is currently trading at 61 cents. Bitcoin was worth $64,512 when the video was recorded. I am eagerly awaiting this bad boy's update on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. It will take around 45 minutes more. I have a hunch it will be a little higher, but at 34 out of 100, we're still terrified. We may return to neutral, or there may be a huge leap, in which case we may return to greed, but most likely, we will remain at least neutral. My guess would be 4 entertaining things. The outcome will be determined by that. But before today's most noteworthy occurrences, here is the post from chart analyst DOM at TraderView 2 from last night. While keeping a careful eye out for a break, he said that XRP was preparing for a big move, consolidating at the greatest volume area. Then, what did we accomplish today? Okay, I'll get to that in a second. First things first, though, I feel very similar here, chart analyst Dr. Magic. Just this morning, he made this public. For XRP, the breakthrough on the RSI, the lower time frame, and the retested timing for another run. An asterisk. He appears to be of the opinion that the moment is likely right for it. If you look at the screen, you can see that he broke out above this trend line, which is what he's referring to. Naturally, this is the Relative Strength Index, RSI, for XRP. It fell, tested, then rose again and again. Plus, he's been stating, I believe he's the one who's been saying this on a regular basis, that the RSI should be rising upwards if you want to know when XRP will break. We're experiencing this at a highly intriguing time. This is both thrilling and important if you realize how closely markets move together and how important it is for certain things to line up, in a broad sense, not down to the second of the day or the week, obviously, but in a general sense. Once again, Jerome Powell, or your old friend, old pal, stepped in to rescue the day. Still, he made no concrete promises in his speech today. He failed to specify the kind and timing of the rate drop. However, the markets became quite agitated because of what he stated. Scott Milker, aka the Wolf of All Streets, made this post. I believe he performed an excellent job compiling the 5 most significant quotations from this morning's speech by Jerome Powell. Powell goes all in, as he put it in his writing. Jerome Powell then provides him with 5 quotations. First and foremost, it is undeniable that the labor market is cooling. This quote comes to a close. Second, increased inflationary pressures from the labor market are very improbable. The third point is that we are not hoping for or anticipating a greater slowdown in the job market. Fourthly, policy needs to be revised now. Incoming data, the shifting outlook, and the balance of risks will determine the time and pace of rate decreases, but the direction of travel is apparent. To round things up, we will spare no effort in our pursuit of price stability, and we will also ensure a robust labor market. And that is all. That concludes the 5 quotations that caused the market to surge. Although he refrained from explicitly saying that will happen, I believe that you, the majority of you, would concur. The market was like, alright, we'll take the end because of how firmly he expressed it. In this case, we will definitely follow the hint. The result was this post, which is, to be honest, very amusing. Dom has shared this chart. The chart only shows Bitcoin and USD. He also points out that Bitcoin's price had just soared, just as Jerome Powell was making his way to the platform. Naturally, he then shared this shortly after, and after that, it simply fell again. That aside, it's amusing. I think markets should be far more free-form, and it's absurd that the Fed has such a stranglehold on them. This kind of engagement is inappropriate, in my opinion. In my view, it boils down to nothing more than manipulation. I just believe that investors in a free market should not be influenced by the words of Lord Jerome Powell. That is merely my personal viewpoint. Regardless, it remains what it is. It's amusing how folks appear to be making their way to the podium. This is what transpired. I intend to purchase Bitcoin. This is something that keeps popping up. But Russell 2000, take a look at this troublemaker, we'll get to him. Up 3.19% at the closing. To put that in cryptographic terms, it's the equivalent of 5 seconds. If a cryptocurrency is trending, you know. That kind of return on investment is possible. This is significant in legacy finance, though, and it matters because the Russell 2000 has lagged behind for most of this year and last, and we have never witnessed an alt season, that is, an expansion in crypto markets, without it. It has, to be honest, been falling behind. Now, we did observe an increase, but it was quite some time ago. What follows is a year-to-date summary. This is it. It seems like that dip back to the bottom was merely a retest. Since then, it has been heading upwards, and you saw this significant break. You can tell when we were excited because the price has moved back up. If you're talking about 3% every day, there's really not much to invest in cryptocurrency. However, are the signs clear to you? Investors in the stock market and those in cryptocurrency are, in fact, the same people, they just treat the two asset classes differently. Thus, if one is willing to take calculated risks with their money, then the stock market and cryptocurrency would be good places to start. Therefore, if there is a greater willingness to take risks, investors should not limit themselves to large-cap stocks but rather go farther down the risk curve to small-cap stocks. At least for the time being, this is indicating a desire for it, and while we do require confirmation, it is promising that it will happen. Even while it may not be down to the second, minute, day, or week, when this occurs, and when it has occurred in prior market cycles, alt season coincides. We have never witnessed a wild run for alts without this occurring, which is why this is such a significant issue today. If this trend continues, it will be fantastic. Good luck getting your XRP to function unless this takes place. Plus, there are solid grounds for assuming that this is the case. The setting is absolutely perfect. It's just amazing. I can see why you enjoy seeing it. Domini published this piece. It was on this screen. You may see the Russell 2000. After a successful breach of 786, he predicted that the market will surge across crypto. The breakout retest pattern was also in sync with his predictions. Naturally, that's a recognition that alt season isn't complete without the Russell 2000 breaking as well. It's never occurred before, but it's here to stay. I appreciate you taking the time to view my online video. When you're done, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think.